Hey, it's Niclas, and we need to talk, because things need to change. This video right here was not planned for today, but it's a video that has been brewing for several days, weeks, months, not even years. And I'll say it like this: the original script for this video had over 5,300 words. I started treating my document paper like a therapy session, typing away non-stop for over 2 hours. I just wanted to mention this beforehand to show you just how many thoughts are flying around in my mind, because we need to talk about this channel, its future, my content, my frustrations with it, and YouTube content creation in general, but also my physical and mental health. I know this video won't get as many views or get as much watch time, but I just really need to clear my head at this point, or at least try to, especially ahead of a month like May. A little bit of a mental reset, you know? So, where do we start? I feel like my biggest problem is cracking the code. And I've been struggling with this problem for basically 4 years now. What do I mean by this? YouTube is complicated to say the least. Content creation in general is. It doesn't need to be. It fully depends on what you expect from creating content. My goal since I've been a kid is to one day make creating content my full-time job. I'm so passionate about video games, about music, and the idea of being able to live a life, earning my money, with being passionate about the things I love. What more could you want? My problem is that while I am passionate about creating content, I am also dependent on how my content is received. So while my own enjoyment of creating content matters, the numbers of that content matter just as much, if not even more. Because I can make YouTube my full-time job if the content I make isn't successful. This has led to and created a very toxic cycle. Creating content and seeing that content perform well, earning me money, receive a lot of love, spark joy and enjoyment with people, that's an incredible feeling. Creating content and seeing that content perform poorly, make little to nothing, and just generally seem to not be watched or enjoyed by others, that's an awful feeling. And in these past 4 years, I've been in a limbo where both of these things continue to happen regularly. Some of the content I make performs well, which makes me happy. Some of the content I make performs poorly, which makes me upset. Especially because of the process of content creation, which I will get to into more detail in a moment. In these past 4 years with this channel, I've struggled to crack the code, which is creating content that I enjoy creating, that I know will perform well. YouTube is such an unpredictable platform, and gaming content is so oversaturated that cracking that code is so insanely difficult, if not even just straight up all about being lucky. I mean, this is a random video I made within 5 minutes over 3 years ago, which to this date is my best performing and earning video. The fact that it went this viral is just straight up luck. Who knows how it would have performed had I uploaded it just 5 minutes later. The same applies to the 2 Silksong songs I made, which literally earned me over 12,500 subs. I was at a little minimum of 10k just back in September. What else to consider this but being lucky? I don't want to consider content creation fully luck-based, because it seems like an excuse, even if that excuse helps me deal with the frustrations. Because nothing feels worse than the disappointment of seeing content that you're so passionate about not do well. And I to this day just feel like I have not cracked the code of what my content should be and how my content should look like to ensure that said content will get the results I want and need. Let's dive a bit deeper into my content in general. While it's always been about gaming at the core, there's usually been 2 types of content. Me playing video games and me talking about video games. In other words, let's plays and edited videos with scripts about topics. Let's plays are something that genuinely need their own video. Trying to go into detail about the problems with it would burst the length of this video. To cut it short, just know that over the years I've broken my mind several times about what I should do with this form of content, aka me playing video games. Upload it as a classic Let's Play series, upload my entire playthrough in one video, upload it as highlights like I've done recently. I've tried it so much and I really haven't cracked the code. I really haven't found a way that is guaranteed to be successful, especially because of how many different video games I play. I thought I cracked the code with live streams, but it sadly didn't work out all too well. I had a much longer portion about this in the original script, but let me try to keep it short. I started playing games live on YouTube, which served as Let's Plays and a little different. While fun and enjoyable, these live streams were not really helping the channel at all. Because while they don't really negatively affect the channel, like poorly performing Let's Play videos do, they also don't affect one that positively if it's the only thing you do. And well, live streams were basically the only thing I did for the past half year, and it led to my channel being basically stuck in terms of growth. If you do live streams next to regular content, they are great, but I simply couldn't do both. I couldn't stream and actively create proper content simultaneously. And the reason for that, my health. If you've been around for a while, then you probably know that I got asthma. And even though it's gotten better, it's still there and screwing me over. I would usually live stream for around 3 to 4 hours, some days even 5 or 6 hours. And guess what? Once the stream was done, I was done. Using my voice so much left me so physically exhausted to the point where I would either just immediately drop down on bed or just doom scroll on my phone or watch YouTube videos. Like, talking a lot with asthma is so exhausting, same reason I do this off camera to ensure less retakes, and I was way too tired to sit here and write scripts or edit content after streaming. Basically, every day I had to ask myself the question, do I want to stream today or do I want to work on a video? I did not have enough energy for both. Knowing this, by the way, knowing that streaming would tire me out like that, I often ended up not streaming and continuing a game, even though I wanted to. Like, my mind was telling me, hey, I want to play, but my body told my mind, it's kinda gonna suck. This is why so many times I announced myself playing a game, yet when I actually wanted to go ahead and stream or record myself playing it, my mind or body or both wouldn't let me. So in case you had been wondering why I haven't streamed since early February, here's the answer. I like the idea of live streaming, but I just can't do it. Funnily enough, the only reason why I didn't stream RE9 back in February is because I was sick, so I told myself I would play the game offline for myself rather than wait a week before starting it on stream. And playing RE9 offline for myself was a super refreshing experience despite the sickness I was going through. Because I was not streaming the game, nor recording it like a classic Let's Play, which meant that I would only use my voice when necessary and not at all times to entertain a viewer or live chat. And it was so refreshing for my voice and body. I was recording myself playing a video game with way less physical struggle than before. Plus, I was able to take breaks whenever, as I was in front of a live audience that I need to entertain. I was able to play and record whenever, as I didn't need to worry about when viewers might join. And I also could take way more time with sections, as I would only upload the highlights anyways, which is what I did for RE9, and that performed decent enough. Offline gaming is way more manageable, and definitely what I would pursue going forward. Live streams are fun, but just not possible in a healthy manner for me, especially when wanting to create other content, like edited videos. Let's finally talk about those edited videos, which have definitely been the most successful. Since the early days, those are the videos that perform the best. I started with a Let's Play of the quarry, but it were my edited videos about the quarry that really put my channel on the map. And believe it or not, there's hundreds of edited video ideas in my mind for tons of amazing games that I would love to create sooner or later. But there's a massive problem, and that is that even though this form of video is without a doubt my most successful, it still isn't a code breaker. It's still a form of content that sometimes simply flops, and that sucks. So much. Much more than when it happens with Let's Plays. And I'll tell you why. Earlier I mentioned the process of content creation. And guess what? The idea of content creation is incredible. Putting my thoughts, passion and feelings out into the world for so many people to watch and enjoy, it's a freeing and fulfilling experience. The reality of content creation can be so tedious and miserable, because creating these edited videos requires time. It requires energy, it requires so much more than just sitting down and playing video games. Even though that is what I ultimately want to do the most. I'm currently in a spot where I spend more time thinking about creating content and creating content than actually playing video games. You want to know the last game I played and finished? Resident Evil Requiem. That was at the end of February, over 2 months ago. My Steam library is on the verge of exploding, filled with dozens of games I finally want to play, with so many more amazing games on the horizon, yet I'm out here barely finding the time and energy to play them because I'm investing that time and energy into creating content that I want to create, content that I want to see do well. You see the problem? Remember this toxic cycle I mentioned earlier? On the one hand, I want to play video games. On the other hand, I want to create content about the video games that I love to share my passion, thoughts, and feelings. Yet at the moment, I barely get to play any video games because the process of content creation is so consuming. I could just go ahead and play the games without recording and without a camera and mic. I do have enough energy for that, but by doing so, I won't be able to share my experience of me playing that game, nor be able to create the content I want to. I'm basically restricting myself from playing video games because I want to play them in a way that make what I want to do possible. And what I want to do is create content, which like mentioned is so consuming. Because other than writing scripts and recording them, I have to spend hours over hours within an editing software. combining the script with music and footage, all of which I could drastically simplify, but feel like I can't, as my content would otherwise be boring and not enjoyable to watch. Like, I am no moist critical. I just can't sit down here and talk into the camera for 10 minutes with no editing whatsoever and make millions of views. I feel like I need to make my content better to succeed. That success isn't even guaranteed. I mentioned that Resident Evil Requiem was the last game I finished. Well, I finally wanted to start doing Reddit reviews for games, which I'd been planning to do for months and kept pushing back, yet finally got around to start them with RE9. Not only did I start the process of creating that review video way too late after finishing the game, the process itself took me over 2 weeks. I started writing the script on March 31st and the video didn't come out until April 15th. That is such a long time frame for one video, a video which wasn't even that complicated. The problem is that editing sucks. Sitting in the video software for hours while I could be spending the time playing video games, it sucks so much. Because of which I just end up getting drained so quickly, as staring at the timeline just gets me so tired, to the point where I have to distract myself. Watch a YouTube video on the second monitor, doom scroll social media, play a quick round of Rocket League, anything to get some endorphins back to push myself to finish editing that video eventually. Something that I need to do myself because I don't have the resources to hire editors. I'm barely making enough to live a somewhat comfortable and enjoyable life, and I can't afford to quit my part-time job to have more time on my hands for editing videos. You don't want to know the end of the story though? I like mentioned spent over 2 weeks working on that Resident Evil Requiem review. A lot of time, energy and thoughts went into it. And what is the end result? The video flopped. Just a little bit over 100 views, not even 7 hours watch time, 27 cents earned. It fucking sucks, man. I originally wanted to release my Reddit review for Clay Obscure Expedition 33 on its anniversary on April 24th. Couldn't make it in time, so I did a different video for that and wanted to do the review for today instead. And then I saw that new video also flopped, and it just completely killed my excitement and motivation to continue working on and finishing my Clay Obscure review for today. Seeing the RE9 review flop, seeing the new Clay Obscure video flop, what else am I supposed to expect other than that my Clay Obscure review will also flop? And if that is what I start to expect, then why should I spend even more time and energy into creating and finishing a Clay Obscure review? I might be passionate about the game and talking about it, but why bother spend even more time on a video that is very clearly not going to do well? This is what I meant with cracking the code, and how having to crack it feels so awful. I was so excited about the idea of making a review for this game, even though I knew the process of making it would suck. But I still really wanted to do it because it sounded good in my mind, I wanted to share my thoughts and enjoyment and passion for the game, I really thought it would do well, and I obviously thought wrong. There's been so many video ideas that I've had for years that I never pursued nor will pursue, that will stay stuck in my head forever simply because of how much work I know they will take and how uncertain I am of the reception to that work and how successful it will be. It's the same reason why take your time with creating content isn't a bulletproof solution, because time and work invested doesn't guarantee success, and spending so much time, investing so much energy into a video just to see that video flop this drastically, it's just depressing. I know this is a strong word, but I would be lying if I said that this wasn't affecting me mentally at all, especially because I'm 100% certain that I'm on the spectrum. Like, it's so hard to be passionate about something, having the desire to put your passion out into the world, yet struggle with putting said passion into video form and ensure that the reception will be great. I want to create content because I'm so passionate about video games and want to share it with the world, yet creating said content that my mind wants to make takes away the time and energy to play video games that I want to be passionate about in the first place. And when that said content, then like mentioned, underperforms, it just makes all the time and energy you spend feel wasted and like what you're doing is wrong. There have been many days where I was thinking if content creation is the right thing for me at this point, at least when it comes to this channel. Because don't forget that I'm also running a K-pop channel, which is a whole lot more successful. Obviously, running 2 channels puts the entire conversation regarding time and energy management into another perspective. The question is it even smart to keep this channel alive at this point? Should I just quit this channel and focus on the other, more successful one full-time? Should I really just start playing video games for myself like I used to before I created this channel? I can't even imagine that at this point. I love sharing my experiences of playing these games way too much. And I've already invested way too much time, energy and love into this channel to just give it up at this point. I still know that things can't stay the same. I need to do something, I need to change something. What do I need to do? What do I need to change in order for content creation on this channel to not only be as enjoyable as possible, but also to not consume my daily life to a point where I can't even pursue the things I'm passionate for and create content about? Things need to change, but I really don't know in what way, because I simply haven't cracked the code. Should I start ignoring numbers altogether? Should I just simplify my videos to the minimum? Should I stick to creating shorts content over long videos? Should I just do Let's Plays again? Just play video games and don't worry about anything else? These are questions that keep occupying my mind every single day. My head is basically non-stop overthinking. On the way to work, at work, on the way home from work, in the shower, in bed, everywhere. My entire mind is just constantly overthinking about this channel, my content, and the future of it at this point, and that isn't healthy. I know that, yet I don't know what I need to change. For things to change, for things to be healthier, for things to be more enjoyable, and for things to be more fulfilling. How can I escape this toxic cycle of overthinking? This toxic cycle of joy and disappointment, being so close to one another. There is no one that can find the answers to all of these burning questions other than myself. I simply need to crack the code. Finding the right balance of creating content that I enjoy making, that I know will perform well. And I just don't know how to do it. All I can do is keep going and hope that one day I will, because I love video games, I love playing video games, I love talking and being passionate about them, and I just need to figure out the best way to do so. So, I guess this is it. I mean, damn, I cut this thing down from 5,300 words all the way to 3,500 words. Yay. Could have been playing video games at that time. Seriously though, this was really necessary and, like mentioned, something I needed to do for a while. I don't know what the reception for this video is gonna look like, but in this case it was just really important for me to finally clear my head and thoughts a little bit, especially ahead of May. Because trust me, I have so many exciting things planned and so many surprises to show you. Till then, it's Niclas, enjoy yourself some video games, stay safe, healthy and happy, and I can't wait to see you back soon on my channel.